So the next video covers the Burr Trail in Utah. Now, the Burr Trail is one of my favorite places, both to drive and to fly drones. So anyway, if you're in the central part of Utah and maybe near Bryce Canyon or Zion or perhaps some other places you can't fly, the Burr Trail is run by BLMs, so you are allowed to fly there. So I'm going to cover that in the next video here. The Burr Trail, at least the route that I'm going to suggest you take, begins in the little city of Boulder. It is right up the road from Escalante Petrified Forest State Park and right at the end of the Hogback. So anyway, in my opinion, the first 20 miles or so of the Burr Trail are the most spectacular. So I suggest you take it in that direction rather than fighting your way up the Burr Trail switchbacks, which is in Capitol Reef National Park. So you're not allowed to fly drones there. Anyway, so if you enter from Boulder, you very quickly drop down a couple of small switchbacks and you end up in the canyon that Burr Trail is most famous for. A whole lot of car commercials were filmed here. Now, the Burr Trail began as actually a trail to move cattle from high elevations to low elevations during the winter when this high elevation area right here got snowed in and there wasn't much for the cattle to eat. It was formed by a man named John Burr, who formed Burrville, and he built the Burr Trail. Anyway, John Burr was born actually on a steamship that was crossing the ocean, and so his middle name is Atlantic. So this is actually the John Atlantic Burr Trail, to be specific. And it's a nice little road, 2-lane, paved through the canyon. There are some places you can pull off to fly your drone. There aren't that many. It's a fairly narrow canyon, and so you kind of have to pick your spots carefully, but the spots do exist, and so you can hop off and fly your drone. The cliff tops are fortunately enough under 400 feet, as opposed to Moab, where the cliffs above the road are just above 400 feet, so you legally can fly up and over the cliffs here. And I really enjoy flying around the Burr Trail. It's passable most times of the year, although obviously in summer it's going to be hotter, and in winter you run the risk of perhaps running into some snow. But anyway, if you have time, I would suggest you spend a couple of hours doing the Burr Trail. And again, it's right in between Escalante Petrified Forest State Park and a whole lot of stuff near Hanksville, Goblin Valley State Park, and places like that. So it's a pretty good area. Probably going to take you about 2 to 3 hours out of your day to come down here and fly around a little bit and have some fun. But anyway, I think the Burr Trail is well worth your time. And every time I'm around here, I do come back and try to fly here.